Dr. J here again, physical therapist, chronic pain specialist, here with another mobility training. Today I'm going to be very potpourri, just specifically just kind of going over a lot of things that you can do in your midday break, okay? Think of upper back, lower back, pelvis, hips, knees. Let's talk about our wrist and a lot of the muscles that attach to our shoulder. We're gonna get a lot of things moving. I'm gonna be doing a mixture, an eclectic array of floor mobility, doing some wall stuff, and you can use what you have available. So minimal equipment needed, so let's get the show on the road. So first thing I'll start off with is getting against the wall here, okay? First thing I like to do is going through general movement. So I can go through internal rotation, okay? And I'm going to go through shoulder rotation, okay? Do your best to keep your back flat, okay? I'm trying to flatten my stomach, roll my pelvis under, and then I can also keep my chin tucked, okay? Just going through internal and external rotation just to loosen up those shoulders, okay? The next thing I'm going to do here is called wall angels. So I'm going to keep my fist against the wall, slide it up, come back down. I'm going to try about 10 to 12 of these. Especially if you have tight shoulders, you will definitely feel this. I have a little bit of tightness in my left shoulder, but it feels pretty good. It's going to loosen up pretty quickly. 4, 5, 6, feel it loosening up already. Things are burning in the back. 7, 8, and 9. We're going to just keep things very simple. Keep it for sets of 10 and 10. All right. Okay. Next thing I'll do is I'll be going through a couple things, okay? Especially if you have any arm tightness. So what you can do is you can put your palm down, flip your fingers this way, and then I'm going to turn my chest and my torso away from my arm, okay? Really deep stretch through the chest, through the forearms. You can almost feel this in your fingers as well. 4, 5, 6. And if you can't tolerate this, just turn your fingers just a little bit this way. So fingers are now pointed backwards towards my back. 8. Really ring it up though. You can really turn this into a great deep stretch. 9 and 10. Okay, we're gonna do the other side. Palms down, or you can turn and you point the fingers this way, or if you can tolerate it, point the fingers down, especially for the computer people, and then rotate your trunk away from your arm, okay, towards the right. If it's the left arm, you're rotating your trunk to the right. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. So I'm going to try a couple different exercises you can do with the wall, and then we can actually progress to the floor. So I'm just going to go to this wall here. Now I call this a wall push thoracic extension. So there's a couple things you can do. We'll go through an overhead movement, then we're going to go through thoracic extension. So you're going to spread your feet apart about shoulder distance. No need to see my feet for this one. I'm going to dive my butt back, and I'm going to try to force my chest towards the floor, okay? This is called a wall push thoracic extension. So then you just try to point your chest down towards the floor, come back up. That's 2. Exhale on the way down, 3. So when you exhale, you can feel your rib cage drop down, and that's what enhances the stretch in your shoulders, your chest, and your thoracic spine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, cool. So the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to lean against the wall. So I'm going to put my butt against the wall. I'm going to lean forward. This one's called bent forward thoracic rotation. And really, no excuse for not stretching. All you need is a wall for the exercises that we just discussed. Then we're going to use the floor, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bend forward, okay? I'm going to have my right hand and fixate it against the inside of my right leg. And I'm going to put my palms this way like I'm praying. And now I'm going to pull my shoulder blade in like this. I'm going to pull it up like I'm squeezing my shoulder blade together. And I'm going to rotate and look up towards the ceiling and rotate as far as you can to wring out the spine. Thoracic, this is getting your thoracic, your lumbar, your hips to move. That's 2. 3. Pull that shoulder blade together. 4, and rotate. You can feel things definitely loosening up. 5. 6. 7. Play with the different angles, guys. So you might feel a better angle. Let's say if you're a little bit more upright, if your trunk is a little more angulated up towards the ceiling, you can feel that stretch a little bit differently. 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So now, the exercise that I like to do is to work the serratus anterior and work some of the upward scapular rotators of the shoulder. Okay. And very easy to do. What you're going to do is you're going to push into the wall with parallel. So think of your arms as equal signs, and then you're going to ride up the wall while not letting your lumbar spine arch. So that way we know that we're actually using the upper back as well as the scapular movements in order to get some relief in our shoulders and our chest as well as our neck. Okay? So I'm going to now push against the wall. I'm staggered stance. So my right toe is against the wall. I'm going to go into a parallel sign, and I'm going to now push actively into the wall. And notice that when I push, see, this is being lazy. I want to actively push my spine away from the wall through my elbows, slide up the wall and keep them parallel. And 1. Okay, exhale. 2. Some of you guys might have a little bit more flexibility in the shoulders, and that's fine. But as long as you're feeling in the right places, I can feel my scapula moving. 4. 5, and keep your forearms against the wall, pinky side against the wall. 5, 6, 7, keeping my abs tight, and then exhaling on the way up. 8, 9, last one, and 10. All right. So that's our wall mobility routine. There's a lot more I can show you, but that would be a good enough place to start. That was what, 6, maybe like 6 exercises that you can easily do as long as you have a wall in mind. Okay, so now I'm going to progress towards the floor and do a couple different mobility exercises on the floor. Okay, so the first one I can do is I call it a toe tap. Okay, so you can either just do a pike version or you can actually tap your toes. Okay, I'll show you both. So the first thing I'll start off with is I'm going to get into a push-up position, and then I'm going to go into a pike. And the difference between this versus just lifting your butt up is I'm actively pushing my palms into the floor and pushing up towards this way. So my arms and my shoulder muscles are the ones guiding the movement. Okay, I'm not just going to lift my butt up. I'm going to actively push through my palms to get a different stretch. 1, 2, and if that one's too easy, now I'm going to progress to a single arm stability, and I'm going to tap my toes. 1, 2, you guys choose what you want to do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So from here, I kind of like to incorporate a little bit of side bending too. So how I'm going to do that is with my hands and knees, I just call it a general tail wag. So tail wag exercise looks like this. I'm going to cross my legs. And then I'm going to just simply keep my hands fixed against the floor. And you can actually have your feet move. So if I curve my rib cage out to the right, my feet are going to turn to the left. Okay? You can get a lot of different aches and a lot of those different tissues moving by doing this. And if you need to pad up your knees, or you need to put your feet down, that's fine. And you just do your tail like that way. I like to increase the range of motion by letting my feet actually rotate. My hips rotate, my rib cage is going to fall up. Wasn't really counting. I do about 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, move my knee, sorry, 1, okay? Now that we're in this position, okay, for some of the desk-bound people, tight forearms, tight pinkies, tightness in their hands and their forearms, let's go ahead and just stretch that out. So what I'm gonna do is just that. And we got this to move against the wall, but this is just a little bit more weight bearing. Just stretch it out, lock out the elbow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just trying to go a little bit further, trying to corkscrew my wrist a little more, get a little more stretch. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just a little bit of a hold and come back. Slowly turn it out. Okay. So for some of you have a lot of stiffness in different areas. You might feel like a little bit of an ache coming out of those positions, but don't be afraid to do it. Right. Your body, it's a necessity in order to get your body moving this way. Okay. So I'm now going to turn on to my butt now. Okay. Now I call this a bridge with a reach. Okay. I don't know the exact exercise name, but I love doing this exercise because it gets just multiple things contracted and moving. So I'll show you how this goes. A little bit more comfortable is to just turn your hands like more in this out position or turn those fingers in. This is going to be a little bit more of a stretch. Okay. So I'm just going to keep my fingers out. What I'm going to do is go into a crab press first. I'm going to crab press by lifting up my butt. That stretches out my shoulders. And then I'm going to turn and I'm going to side bend and kind of reach over and stretch out my lats, my left lat. Let me get a little bit further away so you guys can see. Up and reach as far as you can away, feeling that stretch through the lateral chain, through the hip flexors, squeezing that butt to further enhance that stretch. And I'm going to repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The more you contract, the more you feel the stretch. Squeeze the glutes. Reach as far as you can. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. A lot of things getting it moving. Okay. A lot of things feel good now. Okay. Just going to lie down on the floor now. Stretch it out. I'm going to go into some lumbar rotation. Take care of the lumbar spine. Firstly, you can take care of your hips if you want to. Okay. For some people, that's a good amount of stretch. If let's say you're having any pain going down the leg, pain in your lower back, what you can do is you can hold onto that thigh. Nice little hamstring and lumbar spine stretch. 2, 3. I'm going to increase the stretch, cock the toes up. 4, 5. Good stretch through my calf, through my hamstring. 8, 9, and 10. All right. Other leg. 1. Again, if that's too much of a stretch, keep the toes lax and just point your toes up towards the ceiling. If you want a little more stretch, cock the toes up. Keep the toes cocked up the entire time. 8, 9, and 10. Good. I'm going to go into lumbar rotation now. So I'm going to bring this over, keep that arm out to the side, and I'm going to guide that arm over. Feel that stretch in my hips, my lower back, my pelvis. 1. And I'm just going to repeat that side, do it about 5 times. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go even further, try to get my knee down towards the floor. And 5. Oof, good stretch. Knee, hands out to the side. Rotate the knee over. 1, 2, 3. 2 more times. 4 and 5. All right, guys. The last exercise for this one, it's legitimately called the world's greatest stretch, okay? I'm gonna just angle this a little bit differently, just so you can get a little bit better picture of what's going on, okay? This is called the world's greatest stretch. I would say the world's greatest stretch are the ones that you actually benefit from, so everybody's body is individualized, but they call this the world's greatest stretch because it hits multiple areas at the same time, okay? So usually what you do is you'll usually be standing up. I want to stay within the computer frame. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that leg out. You're going to straighten out that knee. When you straighten out that knee, you feel that more in your hip flexor and your quad and your thigh, okay? You're going to have one hand right in line with your heel or with your midfoot. You're going to try to get your elbow to touch the floor, okay? Elbow touch the floor. I can touch the floor. For some of you guys, you can't. And then you rotate. That's nice. 2, elbow toward the floor. 2, elbow hit. 3, elbow. 4, I'm gonna do 10. Feels really good. 5, feels very demanding on the body, and I like it. Feels like I'm getting somewhere. I think that's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. That felt great. Let's see if this left side can do the work. Left side tends to be a little bit tighter for me. Hand in line with the heel or with the midfoot. You're going to get onto your toes, straighten out that knee. You're going to touch down. Ooh, and I can touch now. 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why I put this one at the end too was not to say this is the world's greatest stretch, but after stretching out multiple areas, I can actually get into this movement. If I started with this movement, I might not have been able to go as far. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, my body feels like Gumby, but in a good way. Ooh, my body feels warm and in charge, and I'm ready to crush the rest of the day. Hopefully, you found this very helpful. If you want, you can save this. You can have that little bit of a tag on the top. You can save this to your collections. If you have any questions, requests, anything at all from me, feel free to throw in some comments. Let me know if this helped you. You can also request certain areas that you want me to kind of go over, especially because I do another mobility training Saturday at 12 p.m. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Use this midday break video as needed. You can do this every single freaking day if you want to, but I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.